kind of like also just connecting it to how I was feeling the past like year with like my mental health, just not feeling like good mentally and stuff, right? I've been feeling this way for probably since 2024, of just not feeling good mentally a lot of the times, and it very much reflects in my music. I have highs, but then I have really, really, really bad lows that have been consistently not doing good. Like, they've been getting worse every year, like the seasonal depression. And I'm not gonna lie, last year's, the 2025 one, was probably like the worst I felt since I was a teenager. And it got to the point where like I couldn't eat at all. And at first I was like, nah, like this is just normal seasonal depression, whatever. I think when Michi was staying over, and then she was like, girl, you're like not eating that much. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, I always eat. Like, why am I not eating much? That was a red flag. But then afterwards, it got to a point where I would be at my favorite restaurant and I would take a couple bites, and then I would just feel disgusted by it and feel like I would throw up if I would keep eating. And so that was the biggest thing for me, because guys, there are few things in that matter to me enough to where if I didn't have it, I would say this is an issue. One of them, food. You guys know me. I love food so much that was the last straw for me when I couldn't eat. Well, I'm like, no, this ain't it. No, this shit won't cut it. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little sad. Whatever the fuck. Like, I'll get over that. But like food, you can't take that away. No. And so I was talking to my therapist, and I was like, yeah, like I'm not eating very, like, that's strange. Like, is that weird? Like, is that normal? And she said, no, girl, like, no, that's not normal. And then I said, oh, right. And then, you know, I was talking to Michi about, like, how I was feeling, like, mentally and stuff. And she's like, you know, it surprises me that you haven't, like, that nobody's done it, like, that you haven't, nothing's been done about this at all at your age. I'm like, yeah, you know, like, I didn't know that I didn't know that how I felt was concerning, because I think the people that I was surrounded by growing up and stuff never really, they're like, no, like that's not a really big problem, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, no, like, yeah, no, sure. And mind you, I didn't even know I had ADHD until I was in college. When I was talking to like my friends, I'm like, guys, and it's like so crazy, like how we never do our work, and they were like, what, like, no, I do my work. And I said, what? What? And she's like, yeah. And then I asked my other friends, and they're like, yeah. And I was like, that's weird. And then I asked my dad, I'm like shaking, Dad, do you think I have ADHD? And he just looks at me dead in the eyes, and he's like, yeah, of course you do. And I'm like, nobody wanted to tell me this. Nobody told me this shit. You waited till I was an adult to tell me that shit. He's like, oh, well, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. No, yeah. Okay. I love my parents, love my family, whatever. They're the kind of family that doesn't really encourage prescription stuff. And I think that's probably maybe why. Maybe it's like, yeah, you have it, and what about it? And so when I started getting my ADHD medication, I had to go to the psychiatrist. So this was back when I was like still a teenager, and I'm telling the psychiatrist my whole life story, whatever, so he can so he can give me that ADHD med, so I can finally do my work and stuff, so I can get my degree and shit. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, blah 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 blah, and he said, okay, yeah, so you definitely have ADHD. And I said, well, yes. And then he said, and I was like, oh, I didn't know there was more. I thought we were just gonna end here. I thought that was it. He's like, no, like you also most likely have anxiety and seasonal depression. And then I was like, what? No, what? Me? No, I'm not, nah, that's not me. Like, maybe that's somebody else. Like, that's not me. And then he said, I'm gonna recommend taking like antidepressants for your like anxiety and for your depression. And I told him, I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm fine. Like, I'm chilling. I don't need that. I'm fine. And he said, oh, I mean, I'm just gonna give it to you just in case, but like, really think you should. I really think this is what you need. I didn't take it because I thought I was fine. I was like, ah, and I told my dad, and my dad was like, no, you don't need that. Like, you're okay. Just don't be sad. And I'm like, you're so right, man. You're so fucking. That's not what he actually said, but he's like, no, like, I don't think that's something, like, is it that bad? I said, no, it's not that bad. He's like, right. And I'm like, yeah, right. No, I'm fine. And so years go by, and every single year you have to meet with your psychiatrist. I think every single year, bro looked at me and saw the bags in my eyes, under my eyes, get worse. He's like, yeah. So, like, how's your mental? You doing okay? And I'm like, yeah, it was really bad, but, like, I'm good now. And he's like, right. And you don't want to try. And I said, no, I'm good. That carried on until recently, where I was just thinking about how bad I felt, and then when the food thing happened, I was like, okay, this is probably a big issue for me that is just getting to the point where I don't know, with me, I get really depressed, and I didn't realize that the thoughts that I were having were concerning, you know? I did not know they were concerning, because I thought everybody had these thoughts until I talked about it with other people, and I found out that they did not have those thoughts. And so I tried to make an appointment with my psychiatrist, because I think at this point, like, even if I'm feeling sad, I'm not like a quitter. I'm not that kind of. Well, I was getting to that point. I was getting to that point in November, but I said, you know, this would not be slay. I think I should do something about this, because I don't want to. I don't know. I don't like. If there's a problem, I want to fix it, especially if it's myself, because I'm with myself the most.